Oh, that's right. That's right. All right. Hey guys, welcome back to the Gus and Eddy podcast, second episode. Thank you so much for tuning in. We were thrilled with the response of the first episode.
Yeah, it's been incredible.
Super fun. Real quick, we want to mention that today's episode is sponsored by RØDE microphones. So if you want to check out the gear that we have here on the table and some of the other goodies that RØDE has helped us provide for our video production work, please check out the link in the description down below. Thank you so much. Who else are we sponsored by, fellas?
Incense Zen.
Is that .com?
Sure. Yeah, maybe.
Oh, God. That's
I'm
a good
not confident enough to say that.
That's one of the big 3 web domains.
I don't think that. I mean, maybe that's true. Oh, you mean .com specifically?
.com, yes.
I thought you meant Incense Zen was one of the big 3.
Well, no, I'm looking
Let's
it up
just blow
here.
past that. You don't have to
It
look
says
it up.
It's the 3rd most trafficked website in the United States,
Wow,
actually.
that's a big thing. Good job to Incense Zen.
Big props to them. With Incense Zen, you can use coupon code Gus Eddy for 15% off your purchase.
You can also use code EddyGus.
Ooh, I actually called him and I canceled that coupon code, so it's just Gus Eddy. No Eddy Gus. What's up, Eddy?
I called him back, and Eddy Gus is also working. I prefer if you guys use that, so use Eddy Gus. That works. Gus canceled it. I called him back, and I put on the waterworks a little bit, and I got them to
undercut me with this. Did you call him back? I thought I was doing that.
I mean, but then you called him and you canceled my code.
Okay.
So again, if I do something, don't reverse it because I'm going to reverse it back.
Okay, well, listen, we'll have fun this podcast. Just know that it's going to be really stern talking to afterwards. So
okay.
Preferably in the kitchen, but
that's fine.
Anything else. But regardless, go to incensezen.com, use coupon code Gus Eddy or Eddy Gus for 15% off.
Say it louder though.
Or Eddy Gus for 15% off your purchase.
Same deal.
Wonderful. Wonderful. All right, guys. So today we've got a new guest. Our guest today is a YouTuber. He used to be a Viner, and then he has since moved on to this platform and has been crushing it with the fellas and the ladies. He makes short comedy stuff, and he makes long comedy stuff. Right now he's doing commentary, and honestly, it's just really hilariously funny content. So our guest today is Drew Gooden.
Yay! Welcome, Drew. That's all I got.
Well,
there's not an
guys.
audience.
There's a lot of tension in that. Everything.
We could just blow past it. Maybe that's you've known us for a while. Sometimes it gets like this, and I prefer it not to be on camera. Tony, if we could just cut that out.
Tony, let's just lop off the full introduction and then just go into Drew Gooden.
Would it be funny? I was just thinking if every time that we use this camera, I'm looking here, and then every time we use that camera, my whole body's turned around.
You're
funny.
supremely out of focus, and you don't have like proper mic etiquette, so you're just
it's quiet.
Just cogging off the mic. Yeah.
Well, yeah. Welcome, Drew, to our home. Awesome.
Mm-hmm. It's very nice. I like the setup you have. This is a lot better than most podcasts that exist.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. We actually hand cut this. We went to Office Depot and got all the paper and shit, and we just hand cut all that.
That's why you have so many scissors.
That's true. We have a lot of scissors.
I would say for sure we have a better set visually than any audio podcast that's out there.
Right.
Any single audio podcast that's out there, we do have a better set.
Any podcast that is exclusively
audio only set, we did beat all of them, and it wasn't even hard. We didn't even have to try it all.
Well, because I don't think they're even trying it at all. Because
what's up?
I don't think that they would even have really much of a. You could do that anywhere. It's just sound. So
I was not aware of this.
I thought they kind of worked hard on their set.
You guys were like really proud of yourselves.
Yeah.
Yes. I was telling everybody about it. I was making alt accounts on YouTube and commenting like, "Hey guys, great podcast. Is better set than any audio podcast I've ever listened to." Oh, so
this isn't even like public perception. This is just you.
Well, I mean, the public may perceive it. I was just the one saying it. I mean, that doesn't mean that they weren't thinking it.
Oh, you're just assuming then. You're being presumptuous.
You know what they say about when you assume though is
when you assume your set is better than every audio podcast.
No, you make a real dink out of you and I. That's why it's in the name. Assume.
That's why that you spell it like that.
That's why they do that.
Already, I can say I like you a lot better than I like you.
Gosh, man, it's a shame I'm here alone.
And so that code again is Gus Eddy, right? And any other code doesn't work?
Eddy Gus also works. If we could just maybe not start out the podcast with... I can see and hear you. We have headphones in. I can hear even when you whisper.
Oh, that's what the headphones are for.
Yeah, yes. We weren't just. Are your headphones plugged in?
I just thought it looked cool. I can't hear anything.
You can't hear anything because the headphones are off, or you can't hear anything.
They're
in
blocking
general?
My ears.
How are you responding so quick?
I can read lips.
He's good at reading
Sorry,
lips.
Drew. I had no idea, dude.
He's not gonna have any idea what you're saying.
No,
You just
that's
blocked.
just it. That's just it. Sorry. See, he got that one. Oh,
He wasn't looking at you, so he missed it.
his eyes are down.
Hey, Drew.
What's that? Here? That's like the most catcally
Yeah,
shitty.
I even snapping at another person. I feel bad doing
can't do it.
You see somebody do it like to a waiter. I don't know how you can snap at another human being.
Mm-mm.
It's
Yeah,
just like
and not feel like a piece of shit.
yeah.
Yeah.
My mom does it like on the phone and stuff all the time. Is what I love is she'll always it could be the most benign phone call either. Love you, mom. But like maybe she's just talking to someone in town. But if anyone's like making noise and stuff, we still have the landlines and stuff.
Ooh.
So she's at her desk and we'll just hear off in the distance. And sometimes she'll throw stuff down the stairs to get us to shut up.
I love the idea of the other person on the phone, like she's in the middle of a sentence, and then you just hear like stop.
And then, because she always does it's totally like from the Wolf of Wall Street where Jordan's dad gets all like pleasant stuff. So she'll be talking like, "Hi, Cindy. Yeah, can I just hold for 1 second? I am on the phone." Hi, so sorry, Cindy. I had something in the oven.
I had to yell at something.
Just had to yell at something. I don't know. You mentioned alt accounts earlier, though. I actually have a question. Did you guys ever like when you were like super small online? Did you ever like do any like weird little grindy things like make another account and subscribe to yourself or leave a comment?
For me personally, I haven't really been on the internet that long.
Mhm.
So as far as like height and weight, it's pretty much been the same.
Oh my god.
Because I've been 5'11".
That wasn't
150
true.
for a
You know
while.
that wasn't the
You asked me if I
question.
was being when I was smaller. But see, I haven't been on the internet. Like if I was a kid on the internet.
Drew,
then
I'm sorry. I don't want to, like step on your toes, be rude, but like I think what Gus was asking was when the size of your dick was smaller when you started out on the internet and it got bigger. Did you do any weird stuff when your dick was smaller?
No,
on
if
the
anything,
internet?
it's gotten smaller. It's gotten much smaller. But the rest of
same.
me proportions are the same. Yeah.
As I've gotten bigger on YouTube, my dick has gotten smaller every time. Like it's
Right.
like when you have that boost day, like that good day of subs, I'm like, well, shit, my dick's gonna get way
it's
smaller.
the trade-off that you have to be willing to accept.
If you're fine, like if you're struggling and you want to do YouTube so bad, like go for it. Just want you to know, your dick will get smaller.
very
the bigger
small.
you
It gets
get.
fully inverted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't imagine what Ninja and PewDiePie's dicks look like right now. I have no idea.
You know what they call that term actually? Like when your phallus will start like retroactively growing because of subgrowth? It's called the social blade. It'll just get sucked in just like
Jesus.
that. Look it up.
That's good.
That's real relatable social blade puns that
No, I remember though, like when I was really young though, with stuff, I used to back when I would go onto like those. Do you remember those sub for sub videos? Did you guys ever do that, like on YouTube specifically?
I knew they existed, but I didn't do them.
I would do that in middle school. Like you just go there and the whole video is just like 4 minutes of just saying like sub for sub, like get talking in the comments, and it would just be tens of thousands of comments like, hey guys, sub for me, I'll sub for you, and that was it. And like, God, I wasn't even like really making videos. I just wanted to get subscribers, so I'd go there and be like, hey, and I would like target people and look them up and be like, hey, I really liked your car video. Like maybe check out my channel.
Yeah.
That was what was fun for me as a child.
I understand that. I haven't had to do it. I've been lucky that things have been working out without having to trade a sub for every subscriber that I get. But yeah, you got when you're doing the grind, when you're grinding the grind, you got to do what it takes. And if it means that I have to watch someone else's stupid video so they'll watch my stupid video, you do it.
It does set like a baseline of actually moving from there, because if you start at zero, it's way harder because nobody's watching it at all. So like at least even if it is that, I'm not like too judgy about it, because then maybe some of them would catch it and like it, and then like algorithmically it like moves forward a video or something like that. I don't know, especially at the time, how it worked with YouTube. I still don't know how videos get popular.
Yeah, but even then, if your numbers are going up, you don't ever watch those videos. Like you might subscribe to someone because they subscribe to you, but neither of you are watching each other's videos.
Yeah.
You're both. It's just selfish. It's just the selfish reason. You think, oh, now I have 8 subscribers.
Double digits.
I still don't get any views on my videos.
Say
though,
double digits to 8 subscribers.
Oh, you're thinking that it's like looks like a circle
There's
on the
2
top.
zeros.
It's
Both
like,
of
it looks
them.
like double.
Double digits.
That's not.
Come get stacked now, boys.
Do you think a double-digit number is just a visually symmetrical number?
No, it's any number of 2 syllables. So 8.
Well, that's
Hold
not
on.
even correct either.
Yeah, that sounded like 1 syllable to me. I'm pretty sure.
8 is 3 syllables.
Hold on.
8.
Okay, no, that's right.
That's why he's been saying that all week.
Yeah. I mean, we don't have Jamie here today to like confirm anything or Google anything. So I'm just going to say that's right. And I'm sure nobody's going to comment anything about it. Nobody's going to say that it was wrong at all.
Yeah, it sucks that Jamie's the only one who knows how to use Google.
Yeah.
I can't figure it out.
I'm stuck on Bing. I've been there for years.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I can't
Just
get past
you can't like use your computer for anything else. Just
no.
the Bing page.
Well, I
is
can
right
get
there.
to the Bing page. I can't search on it. I can search on AOL Online though, but Yahoo Finance too. But that's specifically that's
Okay,
it.
so what about Bing makes you not being like? Why can't you search things? Like what
don't
makes
know.
it impossible?
The
for
UI
you?
is very threatening looking.
I feel like it's the same as most. It's the search bar right there.
If I may?
Yeah, go for it.
Do you have a keyboard?
No, I have this interface, but I haven't been able to plug anything into it at all. It just comes right.
Do you know what the buttons are? Those buttons are down there?
Oh yeah, that's it's my little text screens down there. Typically.
Sorry, it's your what? Your
Text screen?
Text screen?
Yeah, that's for like texting and sending emails and stuff.
Press one of them right now. Was that an entire screen or is the whole thing a screen?
Oh, well, I mean, it's kind of physical, but it's just for sending emails too. It wouldn't work for like search engine stuff.
Try it right now.
Wait, so you know that you can type things if it's in an email format?
Yep.
But then for searching, you...
See?
I don't.
Well, okay.
So you put in help and it searched help.
So you did that.
So you searched it.
Sorry, this is going on for a long time. I had a question for you, Drew.
Okay. And then I have some questions for you guys.
Oh, thank God.
I've been waiting.
I'm so vain.
Yeah.
I need people to ask me about myself all the time.
Okay.
So you are somebody who has had big periods of growth, it seems like, in your career. Did you have the same kind of thing happen on Vine too? Like, what was your big first burst when you're doing Vine stuff?
Yeah, it's pretty similar. Vine was shared differently because it's the same functionality as Twitter in that you would get mostly the attention you would get was from revines, right? People reposting your shit on their page. So, I mean, I think in general with anything, it's like it's always there. It's never really steady. It's always going to be this video or this Vine that blows up. It's the same thing. So I will say it is the same.
It is the same.
All right.
Because it sets like a new level of steady, right? That's not as
Yeah.
high as that peak, but then it's like before your steady was maybe, let's say for any like random YouTube channel, 10,000 views. Then you get a video that has 600,000 views. Now your new steady is like 80,000, something like that.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was the same on Vine. Yeah, yeah, that's what's fun about the internet is your expectations always go up.
Yeah.
And then oftentimes you don't meet the expectations, and then it's sad.
Yeah.
You guys
Right.
ever get sad?
I
Oh,
get
yeah.
very sad.
A couple of times in my life I've been sad. There's just, I drop something on the ground and
Okay.
I'm like,
That's it.
Yeah,
Funerals,
those are the
anything
big-
else, you
that's
just
it?
buzz past it. But
what's a funeral?
oh God.
Or when someone dies?
Oh, is it that weird thing where like everyone's not like when I come up and I think it's like a band practice and I'm like playing instruments and everyone's like tearing up and there's like some weird box in the fucking front of it? Like is that what a funeral is? I just knew something weird happened when people died and it was like this weird thing.
So you went to a funeral and you played music?
Yeah, it
thinking that
was in 8th grade. It was like I was just when they first give you the trumpet and like before you know how to play it, it's like fun to blow. So I was like anywhere I was going, I was just like,
Is that their first
And you were like-
assignment? Just go find somewhere and play at them.
No, I just brought it around with me.
Right. And so you were
Yeah.
passing by church, I presume?
No,
or-
it's a family member.
Your family member died?
I was going there and I wanted to play the trumpet.
I like the visual too of a ceremony because a beginner learning trumpet too is probably the worst sound.
very
it's right up
annoying.
there with a violin, like first learning.
Yeah. That's what a violin sounds like. Called back to the bit that nobody cares
ever
about.
sees.
Nobody references ever.
We were talking about this off camera, so none of you guys heard about this the other day too. But like when you talk about like highs and lows and stuff, it's so weird. Like with internet stuff, do you find yourself just kind of like having really great days followed by like dips and stuff too? Because like I get that shit all the time.
Yeah, that's the struggle. I mean, the relative struggle. Obviously, you always have to keep in mind there's so many worse struggles that you could be struggling with. But then, yeah, it's hard because it's very much a roller coaster. It's almost, I feel like it's impossible to just have a steady ride because it's the highs are always going to be correlated with a video that you're happy with and the success of that video, and the lows are like this video didn't do as well, or just when you haven't uploaded in a while and you don't get to experience that high anymore. it seems inevitable, and I've yet to meet a YouTuber who doesn't seem to go through that same process.
Do you think it's
Good days,
possible
bad
to like
days.
reach that point though, where like you don't have that stress anymore? I don't think so.
I don't think so. I think at that point
yeah.
you don't really care. You don't care about your channel anymore. I think that's the only way that you wouldn't go through that anymore.
I mean, that's kind of what happened to Shane a little bit, and then Shane Dawson, for people that don't watch him, but like he was making, and he's admitted it before, where he was making like food videos, and he kind of started to like not care about his channel
he found
at all.
a formula.
But yeah, I think the thing that once you get that big, the only fulfillment isn't blowing up or getting more subs, but it's being happy with what you make, because millions of people will watch it inevitably, and his stuff has been really great lately. So
Right. And if you get to that point, even if people aren't watching it, then you're just like, well, I just want to make whatever I want. You know, that's, maybe that's the goal. You know, is to get to a point where it's like you don't have to worry about a video success. It's just truly like, I'm happy with this, and I don't even need to look at the numbers. I'm happy that I made it.
The weird number thing that I would want some people to know that like are trying YouTube and maybe aren't big enough yet to like experience like real highs and lows is that there's the time where like you might have a point in time where 200 subscribers a day is amazing, and you would hope for that like for a long time. And then you have like a real peak, and there's like a day where you get so used to something. Like I got used to, when my video blew up in October, getting about 2,000 subs a day for like a month and a half. And the first day it dipped under 1,000. I felt terrible, and I didn't know why. Because like even right now, 1,000 sub day for me is good, because I'm not blowing up like I did in October. So that'll be a great day. But like now, even like I'll have days. I had days, but when I was moving and I hadn't posted in like a month, that were 13 subs that day, and I felt terrible about that and would hope for like a 200 one. And right now my 200 one, it's just like constantly being unhappy with the numbers, kind of.
Yeah.
It's still, again, we're not like dealing with horrible stuff. It's I just want to make sure everyone's like, like guys, our lives are so hard. One thing I wanted to ask you, Drew, we talked about this a little bit off camera, is one thing I think is really interesting to hear you talk about it is, if you don't know, Drew on Vine had a Vine that, if you want to watch it, is just search Road Work Ahead Vine. If you probably do know about it, but it's interesting to find out from somebody who has had more success outside of the thing that, like, one thing that's kind of detached from you and went viral. And like I just want you to kind of talk about like one, how it went, like how it became viral, and then also like how you feel about it now, or how you felt about it at the time.
At the time, it did well on Vine. It had like 100,000 likes, I think, and that was at the point I was at that point. That was really good. And I was like, okay, that's cool. But then like it's one of those things that like after Vine has gotten so much bigger, and it's completely outlived me, because it's not really specific to me. A lot of people don't even know that it's me. I'll get comments that are like, oh, I just realized you're the roadwork guy. I've been watching you for months. It's like, I don't even really look like the guy in the Vine that much, because you see my face for a second. It's not even about that. It's not about my face. It's just like the thing. It's about the sign. And then I think it's grown exponentially. One, because of these like nostalgia driven Vine compilations. And then two, it's because you're constantly reminded of it because you see the sign.
I think about you all the time while driving because of it. And then also when I see the sign, I think about you as well.
Right. Yeah. So you were thinking of me when you see the sign, and also just like in general when you're driving.
I start the car and immediately it's like, Drew.
I wonder what Drew said.
Yeah. It's not even it's not a sentence. It's not a phrase. It's usually just like, Drew.
You said the engine sounds like?
Well, like he'll start it up, and I'd get in the car with him sometimes, and like, because it'll kick in, and sometimes he'll go along with it and kind of just go, Drew. It's really uncomfortable. He gets pretty tearful.
You do that?
Yeah, it started maybe like a couple months ago.
It's been a few years. He's kind of downplaying.
That's not true. That's not true.
Okay, sorry. It is true. It's true.
Again, headphones can see right here. We'll see it back on the camera. So I don't know what the whispering thing is going to do.
Okay.
So you do.
I heard
you do that every time though.
Not
like you go somewhere anywhere
every time
that you go.
Don't tell him it's every time.
It's not every time.
Just like how you can hear him, I can also.
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're referencing.
Because you didn't let me finish my sentence. So.
What you?
This podcast is gonna be like 60% just fucking bits.
Yeah, is that bad? Are we supposed to be serious?
No, that's fine.
We do have a strict political agenda that we should be pushing. But,
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, sorry, you're saying.
What is the agenda? independent. We got paid by the independent party.
The independent part. I
Yeah.
had a bit. I didn't know what to. I panicked under pressure.
Okay. I'm sorry.
That's
I
fine.
didn't mean to put
Tell
a
us
spotlight
about your
on
road signs.
But yeah, no, that it's. I also think it's really easy to reference because it's like there's an
it.
image of it.
Yeah. Exactly.
I mean, it's everywhere. Yeah, like you're taking a road trip, and it's just like you probably see one 70 times if you're driving, 20
Yeah, I
miles.
see them all the time. It's funny that people seem to get so excited when they see the sign. They think it's like a big deal. But it's funny because it's like I see them every day. Everyone sees them every day because like every road is always being constructed on them. Every road is bad. It's because we drive cars on all the time, so it wears down. Or we want to put an extra lane because there's too many fucking people in the world. So there's road work, and so the people see the sign, but people send it to me on Twitter like, oh, you won't, and they recreate it, and they'd like, it's like, you won't believe what I saw. It's like, I do believe it very strongly.
You know why I think it pops
Very plausible.
into everybody's head so much is because you have to read it in your head. You see the sign. It's not, you're just not even just remembering it, but your brain goes road work ahead, and then like it just fills it in.
And you
You
fill
know
in
what I
the
mean?
blank. Yeah.
I think that's one of those beautiful jokes where it's like, it's so do you ever like have the thing where like you find a joke, maybe more so on Vine, but you're like, oh my God, has no one made a joke about this? It seems so simple. Like,
Exactly.
and then it's one of those ones too where if friends haven't heard the Vine, someone in the car could be like, dude, I got a fucking killer one worked up, and they could say it, and then they're just boom, I'm comedy god.
I think, and that's another thing that contributes to how like as time passes, it seems to it's almost like word of mouth. Basically, people say it, and then their friends know about it, right? Or,
I don't even know when it would stop, kind of, because like it's just a fun joke that you like can come up with, and if somebody hasn't heard it before, the joke works even without the Vine. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. In the same vein, like when I was at VidCon, you guys were there for this, but there was a girl walking by wearing my shirt, and I was getting bombarded every time I go to, every time. At VidCon this year, when I went, almost like half of the people were like, "You say the Vine," because that's the thing that you do. I associate you with that. So I would say it. So I was so used to saying that all weekend, and I was kind of just like exhausted from it. Like I like it. I'm glad that you know me for something, but it's like, okay, yeah. It's like I'm playing my one-hit song over and over again, and I have new stuff that I like to play more. But that was the most pretentious thing I've ever said. But
I think that was totally
that's
fine.
totally
Okay,
valid.
cool,
That was
cool.
yeah,
That's
that
super
was
valid.
Oh, cool. Thanks, guys. Thanks for validating me.
That's what we're here for, man.
But yeah, so I was kind of like kind of rolling my eyes internally at it when I heard it. And then I was just this brief moment where I saw this girl walk by, and I was like, okay, I'm going to embrace it. And I shouted to her, and she's like 8 years old, nice shirt. And then she turns around, and she has no idea who the fuck I am.
The look was like, who the fuck is this old guy?
Yeah, she was so insulted, grossed out.
Yeah.
Like, who's this perv looking at my chest? Yeah.
Why
And
the fuck is an adult talking about my shirt?
but that's an example of how that Vine is like, people don't even have to know me.
Yeah.
It's just, it is a thing.
Didn't she come back up though after and say that she didn't realize when we were by that like Lego thing, or was that somebody else?
No.
Oh, okay. So that
There
went
was no
fully-
resolution.
Oh, all right.
Glad there was no resolution.
It's better,
I'm so
yeah.
glad.
There's
That's
no
so
happy
great.
ending
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
It's just the guilt, or not even the guilt, just the shame that I live with forever.
Do you ever have like this is like such a dumb thing. Do you ever have like a joke that you put in a video or that you put out there that you think is just fucking hilarious, and then like people don't like
Comment.
like it, and then
Yeah.
you're just like, but no, and you can't like explain it because it just kills it more, but you're like, why is it, this is so
Right.
funny. Do you have like an example of that?
I think, well, it's hard to tell with YouTube because people will reference certain parts of the video.
Yeah.
But you don't know, well, because I put 100 jokes in here, and I know that you enjoyed the video, but I don't know if you liked that line. With Vine, it was different because Vine was typically one joke, so you knew if they liked this joke or not. And so that was something I went through a lot, where it's like, oh, this one's gonna fucking kill.
Yeah.
And then after 30 minutes, it'd be like, I think the view to like ratio is really bad, so I'm going to delete it and feel really bad about myself for 2 days. So I would say more on Vine
Okay.
but it's more the opposite, I would say, on YouTube, where people will latch on to the thing that you didn't even think was that funny. You'll see all these comments about one specific bit in a video, and it's like, oh, I almost cut that part out, actually. I didn't think that was that funny. And they're like, no, that's the best part, Drew. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, all right.
Do you have one of those?
I've had those with like other shit in the past. I had one at the time when it came out. It sounds so stupid explaining it, and it is stupid. And it was like the shampoo shoes one. I don't know if you remember that one.
You've told me about it.
Yeah, there's no real punchline. It's just like my friend Theo is playing a guy on camera, and he's just calling to a guy off screen who's just like, David, like, come in here, take a look. I'm not coming in. No, please. And then if at the end he goes like, it's a stupid idea. No, please come in here. Ricky, shampoo shoes won't work. And then it cuts to a shot of me walking in, and I had 2 bottles of shampoo taped to my feet, so then when I stepped, they would go like squirt hard across the, and it's just me. It's like, Ricky, they won't work. And I walk in and I say, why not? As they're just obliterating into my kitchen. And it was like, everyone just like fucking hated it. And I must have watched that video 40 times like, this is hilarious. And nobody liked it.
That sounds hilarious.
Yeah, it sounds good. Maybe it didn't come together in the video, but like, goddamn.
Didn't that video get deleted?
That one did get deleted. A number of my videos just
shampoo come after you?
That was YouTube stuff.
The video.
Yeah, they did. It's like, you're not representing our brand enough. This is
we didn't give you our permission to just have shampoo
not having
on your feet. That's not how shampoo is meant to be used.
Goes in your
hair or hands, and then you put it on your head.
Yeah.
But yeah, sure, it starts in your hands.
But that's why shampoo is you put it on your hands and then you wipe it off in your hair so it's not on your hands anymore, right? That's what shampoo is.
No, you're thinking of a towel. You would wipe off your hand. Not your hair. Your hair isn't what you use to wipe off things.
Well, that's what I thought. You get the shampoo on your hands, and you're like, "What do I do with this?" And
so
you just kind of...
Okay, so your thought process is, here's a bottle of shampoo. I'm going to put it in my hands, and then now I have to figure out what to do with this.
Yeah.
Why did you put it in your hands in the first place?
To clean my hands. Is that not...
Checkmate.
Can I smell?
Can you Yeah, go ahead. It's going to smell like shampoo. I'm telling you that right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. It smells like shampoo.
good.
Yeah.
And can they smell at home, the viewers?
Yeah.
Yeah. Check the link in the description. You can scratch down there. It should smell like pine sol. He uses pine sol in his hair.
Contacted the person that did the Spy Kids 4 smell-o-vision thing. So we did. Yeah. Did I not tell you that? No. Sorry to drop this amazing ball right now, but not drop the ball.
You guys should communicate more.
Yeah, we should talk more about the podcast that we're doing.
Don't you live together?
Yeah, but
plenty of opportunities, I imagine, to discuss these things.
We set up a barrier so that when we had to use the shared space, that we wouldn't interact. So it's like a line going through the kitchen. I get half the fridge. He gets half the freezer.
That's what these walls were for originally, and then we were like, I guess we could use them as a podcast set. But they go right back to dividing us. Even down the hallway, we divide up the hallway because I don't want to see them on the way there.
I imagine that makes it very narrow.
Yeah, it's a narrow hallway. You gotta shimmy kind of like a video game.
Basically leaning against the wall. Yeah, like some sort of weird cover system.
Yeah, it's like kind of Uncharted 4 when you got to do it, except there's no stakes, and I'm just trying to avoid Gus.
Yeah, it's really rough. We can't have anybody over down the hall that weighs over 120 pounds. And myself, I weigh 210 pounds, so I can't even get down there. I've been sleeping in the kitchen.
We both weigh more than that, so we can't get to our rooms. But so we actually spend way more time together because we can't go through the dividers.
Yeah, basically what we're saying is we'll spend all of our time together.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's what I'm getting at. And that's what I assumed. That was a roundabout way of saying you do spend a lot of time together, and yet you don't seem to talk very much.
This guy.
I was like, I feel like we said that, dude.
You said the opposite.
No, we just talked about how much time we spend together.
Oh, that was Spy Kids. Did you ever watch Spy Kids 4?
No.
I didn't either. That's not my Spy Kids.
Yeah, you referenced
those are not my kids.
I remember just seeing the trailer for it. That was why.
I think it didn't have different kids, right?
Yeah,
different family. I think Jessica Alba was the mom.
Yeah, what the hell is that? Okay.
Oh, well, then I gotta watch it.
Hey, am I right, dude?
What are you doing?
I was just trying to. There's a little bit of shampoo left. I was just trying to
wipe it in your head. You got it.
Okay.
Spy Kids 4, all the time in the world.
That's the title of Spy Kids 4?
Isn't that horrible? Guess what it has on Rotten Tomatoes?
12. I love games like this.
12 is a very...
300. Was I close?
You were almost in the same digit range. 22% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh, I was closer.
Drew's guess was every reviewer was like, this is worth 3 movies. This is as good as
this
3
is like
good
it's
movies.
like I feel like I just watched 3 classic movies.
This is the Godfather trilogy. Oh, actually, I guess the third doesn't work. This is back to the. I mean, maybe
Lord
not.
of the Rings
No.
is a trilogy.
Lord of the
that
Rings.
seems
There we
pretty
go.
highly acclaimed?
Lord of
There
the,
you
this
go.
is
This is the entire Lord of the Rings trilogy.
What we're saying is Spy Kids 4 is as
the
good
Lord of the
as
Rings.
The Lord of the Rings as
Wait,
a whole.
Ricky Gervais is in Spy Kids 4? Well, now I'll fucking watch it. Joel McHale is one of the other dads. What? I didn't
One of
even
the
know.
other dads.
You're one of the other dads. It's very progressive. No, but like I didn't watch this movie. I kind of want to watch it just to see how bad it is, but I feel like I'd be too disappointed.
Can we?
Well, you already know how
Amazon-
bad it is. It's 22% bad.
That's true.
Can you Amazon order the Smell-O-Vision, or was that a strictly in theaters
It's
thing?
a plug-in thing.
That
Like
was
the-
a thing, though. I'm not making that up. right?
Really? Oh yeah, where they had the like lottery ticket things, and it was like fucking scratch this
Yeah.
now.
Can
It's
you look up the
fine.
name of it? I think it was called
Smell-O-Vision?
Smell-O-Vision.
I wonder if it's on the. I just control F'd. Oh yeah, Smell-O-Vision.
Yes.
I just typed smell.
Do you
and then
guys
there's
ever
the-
worry that technology peaked at scratch and sniff, and now we'll never top that?
Every day.
Yeah.
Specifically with sniff technology, everything else seems to be developing incredibly, but I would agree. Yes.
It was
with-
specifically that, yeah.
You
Yes.
think you
So
could
many-
just sniff without the scratch? Sorry, go ahead.
Well, I think that's so intuitive because sometimes you don't want to sniff it all the time. So to initiate the sniff with the scratch.
Oh my god, dude! I'm sorry to interrupt. Look at this fucking kid. Tony, I don't want to be the guy that makes you like put a bunch of graphics in, but can you please put the Spy Kids 4? Look how big his fucking eyes are. The boy's eyes. Is that just me, or are those enormous eyes, like the blacks of his eyes?
I mean, I think I'm a little too far from it. You don't need to put it closer.
I physically
I'll look
can't.
At the image.
Yeah, Tony will watch this back. His eye, he looks like a doll. Like they just overbrush these kids.
Yeah, sometimes pictures like that will surface where you see the before and after the Photoshop, and it's like, why did they make? There was one recently. They made someone's head bigger. Do you know what I'm talking about? It was like
Vaguely, I can't think of who.
Megamind.
no, that's the plot of the movie. It was specifically in the poster. It was like Tom Cruise or someone. They just made their head bigger, and the original one, it's like, and someone was just like, why did they make their head bigger? But it's like, because you got to get people into the theater.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're
If
like,
I'm-
I got to see what
if
happened
I'm
there.
far from a poster and I can't see Tom Cruise's face detailed, I won't see the movie.
Yeah, you loses the recognizability. You want to be able to see from a mile away.
Yeah.
Poster.
Did you see the Ready Player One poster with his leg? He's on a ladder, and they, for some reason, photoshopped his leg to go down like 2 ladder spaces from where a normal leg would be.
Oh yeah.
He's got like a super long leg for no reason.
That's weird.
Yeah.
It's so weird. I feel like I see a few of those, like especially on Reddit, like every year, where they're like, "What happened with this movie poster?"
Yeah.
And even if it's not like a AAA movie title, it's like, who the fuck? How many people did this have to go past to be like, "Yup, yep," and a couple of dummies on the internet can immediately be like, "That's horrible."
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't get that. Do they not have enough assets when they shoot the like photo stuff, and they're just like, I don't know, we gotta stretch it. The head's too small. I don't know what to tell you, Tom. Ready?
Maybe
Tom,
change your
Tom's
head.
in there being like, "No, please, I have a good head." What are you saying? Is that how he sounds? Is that
Yeah.
a good Tom Cruise impression?
That's every.
I was in
Mission
Top
Impossible-
Gun.
Yeah, that's it. That was why Mission Impossible Fallout was good. It was because you were just like helicopter.
Oh, there's no
He just
action in
did
that
it.
movie. He just kind of says
He
action words.
describes what it would be
Oh.
like if he was doing the stuff.
I bet they saved
Can
a
you
lot of money."
imagine helicopter?
He breaks the fourth wall. No, okay. Picture this. Flaming airplanes overhead. Boom.
But
I
me,
jump out of one.
Tom Cruise actually on it, not CGI.
Yeah.
End credits.
Bada bing, bada boom. You know what it is. Take it home with you.
That's how Mission Impossible Fallout ends. Just bada boom, bada bing.
Yeah. His classic catchphrase.
Yeah.
Tom Cruise. Let's hear it for Tom Cruise, everybody.
Tom Cruise. I have another
American
question,
treasure.
Drew.
Okay, and then I do have some questions for you, but we'll get to
Okay.
yours first.
Okay.
This one specifically was, if just for people that don't know, you had another blow up thing happen. What was it? 2-3 months ago? The Jake Paul video.
It was longer than that, but
Was it May?
it feels like it was only a couple months, but I think it was like I think it was like almost 5 months.
Okay, so you went to
Jake Paul concert.
Jake Paul concert in Orlando,
Mhm.
and you filmed it and did this great video about it where you narrated it and like what happened and gave backstory for a lot of it. I wanted to ask like 2 things of what were going through your head while you were there on like 2 aspects of the video you were planning on making and also being a grown man at a Jake Paul concert, because there's no way you weren't thinking something about that.
Oh, for sure. I mean, it's like walking into another world going to a Jake Paul concert. You're taller than everybody. There's just the kids outside were screaming, and you didn't know why. It's just this is just how they live their lives, is they scream when they get excited. And so I knew going into it, I wasn't going to do like a vlog, because no one wants to see poorly filmed footage from something that's just like the sound, and then it's me and I'm like, here I am. It's like I'm gonna like paint the picture. But it was weird. It was definitely weird to be there. A lot of parents though, so I wasn't like the only adult, but I was like, but so you had kids and then parents, and I'm like the only one like in between.
Yeah, but it's hard to spot because they might just assume you have a kid, right?
Yeah, exactly. And also, I one thing I do remember having a thought the whole time, like, how many people like me are here, ironically, like just to see the train wreck? Because surely I wasn't the only one. There's no way.
Yeah, I feel like how much were the tickets?
Like $25-$30.
I mean, that's
feel like
reasonable. Not to
Yeah.
give him any credit, but
If
like
Jake Paul was performing at a theater around here and I didn't make videos about it and just wanted to kind of go
wanted to see
it,
yeah,
and like you wanted to go as well, I would go. I would pay the $25 just to like, yeah, because I'm interested.
Have you guys ever done something like that? Like gone to a movie you knew was going to be so bad, so you,
not a
I
movie.
can't think of.
or any show?
I'll
at
watch
all?
it at home, but like I still like I don't know. I can't go to a bad movie knowing it's bad. But that's
Yeah.
just me being a pretentious.
Yeah,
asshole.
I remember my friend and I were gonna see, was it the Minions movie? No, the Emoji movie. We really we were gonna see that. We were gonna like get a little drunk and then go see it, and then we never did. And I was very thankful that we didn't, because it was like a funny idea to do that. But yeah, so maybe thinking back, maybe there weren't a lot of people. Like I'm sure a lot of people wanted to go, but they were happy to have like a video resource. So
One thing also is though, I don't
They didn't
know
have to.
how many people who would go ironically like were aware of the tour. Because like I didn't know about the tour and I
True.
make videos about them.
Yeah.
You have a good way of like finding stuff that nobody else finds, I think. So like that
Sometimes.
specifically, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously he announced the tour, but like
Yeah.
you're the only one. I didn't even know until you told me before the video came out that you went to it. I didn't know he was on tour.
Oh yeah, yeah. Because I think I don't even know how I learned about it. He might have just tweeted about it or something. But yeah, because I think at that point too, Jake Paul goes in waves too of relevance. You know, he'll fuck up. Everyone will talk about him for a month, and then we're like, we're done with the Pauls. And then a month will go by or whatever, and then everyone's like, he did what? And then you know, so and I think there was a while where everyone's like, okay, we get it.
Yeah.
He's done all the dumb things he can do, and then lo and behold, you know, oh, he did a concert and it's terrible, and let's laugh at how bad it is.
What I like so much about that video being one that blew up more on your channel. Do you know what the views are at right now?
I think it hit like 4 million.
Okay, like so huge compared
Yeah,
to
for sure. I think it's my most viewed.
What I liked so much about that video was it was so different from regular commentary videos because you had to make it that way because you recorded all that footage, and normally, I mean, I've never seen a video of somebody narrate a live event like that.
Yeah.
That's why I liked it so much.
Yeah, I felt
specifically.
really good about that. The whole time I was making it, I was like, I don't know if people are going to like this. It's kind of weird. Like there were times where but that's part of the creative process too, is
Yeah.
you're just like, this is good, or maybe this sucks. I don't know. Let me spend another week on it, and then we'll find out all at once. But yeah, I was like, well, I'm not going to vlog it. Like I said, it's not, my style is like, I like to talk about stuff. So it was almost like I created my own thing to react to, which
Yeah.
normally I commentate on other things, but it's almost, you know, I had my own footage. It was really fun to do something like that. And I'd like to do something like that again. But I don't want to just like do it again because it works. I want to find like the perfect thing.
Yeah. Well, what I like is it does seem specifically yours. Like that thing seems, if I saw somebody else do something like that, I would think like, oh, it's just copying.
Oh
Jake.
yeah, because his Jake Paul video was successful. Yeah.
So
yeah.
like I would even if you, I mean, I still think trusting your judgment on like what you think would be worth it, but I would like to see a video like that again because I can't really see anything like that anywhere else.
Yeah, I mean, I thought about specifically the Dobre brothers are going on tour, and a part of me wants to go. That'd be like a good follow up. And I have some. If I do go to another, if I do go to another YouTuber concert, I have some like bits in mind that would work. They're kind of universal bits that aren't specific to anyone, and I'm excited for that. But the Dobres are, I don't know. I don't know if I want to do that. Like, I was really excited to do that. What do you guys think about that? Like the Dobres.
We had talked in the group chat about it
Oh,
where
yeah.
we said, like we were talking about, they actually do have a talent, and that's
exactly.
to dance.
Yeah, it's a visual. Yeah.
I think going is still worth it and
Right.
trying it. I don't know about how the concert would be. I'm still
Yeah.
curious, and I still want to hear you talk about it. So honestly, even if it was like a decent show they put on, I'd probably like to hear you
Right.
talk about it either way. It doesn't have to be a disaster.
Like a scathing review. Yeah.
And also,
Yeah.
it's like it's not petty to point out. I'm sure there would be flaws, assuming
Right.
like, and it's not petty to just be like, oh, it's a dumb shirt. Like, I'm sure there would be pretty obvious things that you could
Yeah.
like dissect and make good bits about too.
Yeah.
I'd watch it. I'd click it.
The weird thing about their tour is they're because their fans are I think even younger than the Paul fans. They're only doing weekend shows because it's this back to school now, and they're only doing daytime shows. So all of their tour is like 6 months long, but there's only like 25 shows because they can only do Saturday and Sunday, then the next Saturday and Sunday, the next Saturday. So like from where it starts, by the time it gets to Florida, it's like 4 months in. So that was part of my process too. It's like, well, surely someone will have talked about it by then.
Yeah.
Which means I have to fly to the very first one. So that's a big commitment. And these guys are more naturally talented than the Paul brothers. They're also not as hateable. I made a video on them recently, and going into it, I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna find some stuff no one else has talked about these guys. And then everyone was like, everyone already talked about the Dobres. And I was thinking, well, I did different stuff. It was also like they don't have because they're just dumb. They're not like mean, They don't have the thing that the Paul brothers, like everyone is still interested in the Paul brothers because they're just so shitty.
Yeah.
The Dobres are just like awkward,
Yeah,
and
that's a good
famous
point.
in spite of it. So I don't know. I've gone back and forth. I think if I do it, I have to go to like the first one. I'm not sure when it starts exactly. I do know they promote the shit out of it.
Is
But,
it cities across the entire country?
Mm-hmm.
How do they travel for that if it's going to take them that long? Like, are they just
I
traveling
know
on
it's
weekends?
so they must do a lot of back and forth trips.
Yeah,
they just every week it's like, all right, Friday night we're gonna go fly to wherever, and then Sunday night we fly back home, or Monday
Can't tell
morning.
if I would
sounds
hate
awful.
that
No,
though.
yeah,
Like,
I would-
That sounds so much worse than just
Oh, yeah, just get it over with.
Get it over with. Yeah, just
Like-
1-2 straight months of just almost every day.
Yeah, I mean,
It
it
sounds
is cool
so much
for what
worse.
they do though if
Or
they're
so much worse.
vlogging. Like they're in different places and shit. But
Yeah.
also, it's like you're doing mentally. You're like, I'm doing the show for 6 months, and it's like it's a kid's show and shit. Like I would hate that.
Yeah, maybe it would be better to go to one of the later ones then, when they're so they're so fucking done.
Yeah. Like
The first one they're going to do their best, and it's going to be a pretty good show, I'm sure. But like
Comparing,
third
you go
to
to the
last
first
Saturday.
and then like
that
4
is a
months
that's a
great
good
ago,
idea.
see if the magic's gone.
That's a great idea,
See if the
actually.
Dobre magic is faded.
Wow, that's actually brilliant. That's not a bad idea.
I'll take just like 25% max of the CPM on that.
of the ad revenue.
Yeah,
I was
just
here.
max.
I'll take like 5.
Max.
But you didn't.
I didn't say the idea, but I was
$5 or 5%.
5%.
We'll talk.
I'm not gonna
We'll
take
talk.
$5 for it.
5% is
I
way
was-
less than $5. Why wouldn't you just take $5?
Of-
I make about $8 every video.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn, double digits, dude.
No.
Now that's a
No,
callback.
that's a callback, guys. That's our show. Thank you so much.
I have a question.
Okay.
I have a question. I'm gonna
And-
grab my water. Keep going.
And not to be repetitive, but I.
Yes.
Fuck.
Jesus Christ.
Sorry.
Forgive you.
Not
What
to
were
be
you gonna
repetitive
say?
or anything, but and you can ask your question first, but I do have some questions for you guys.
Oh, okay.
Just want to.
Okay.
But go ahead and
At
ask your
this point,
question.
I'm assuming it's not even a bit. You actually do have a question, even though the question could be a bit. I have a question for you.
Okay.
If this is too shit talky too, you don't have to answer. But like, you deal a lot with like people who are foolish and problematic and like idiots on your channel. You like dissect them and stuff.
Yeah.
Is there a person or a channel that bothers you the most, or that you think is the most problematic?
Out of just the people I've
Yeah,
like,
well,
made videos
the people,
on?
or even the people like I'm sure that you probably wanted to do something, and then everybody else has already like covered them and stuff too. Like,
Right.
who bothers you in the bothersome pool of people?
Yeah. It almost does get to a point after a while where it's like it starts to feel petty with commentary, where it's like not everybody is doing fucked up shit all the time. That's why I know I'm saying the Paul brothers a lot, but they're a good example of someone who's like they were constantly doing shitty things. So it's not just that they're bad in general. It's like they did this. Oh, and now they did this. Now they did this. The Edfluence scam that I made a video about, that was something that really bothered me, because it's like this is just a legit scam. There's no even like fun spin on it. It's just you're charging people money and then being like, actually to get the thing I promise you, you got to pay 8 times as much money. So that bothered me.
Did I mention something real quick?
Yeah. If you just go ahead.
Yeah, well, Nerd City's new video, if you guys haven't seen it, is great on Jake. It's 43 minutes and it does not feel that long at all.
Well, what's crazy about that, and I can't recommend this video enough. It's like you'd think in September of 2018, a 43-minute Jake Paul video, there's no way that is new information in it. There's no way that there's only new information, and yet everything in that is fresh. Everything in that video is something you haven't heard.
I mean, that's why the worst thing I'm banking off of, there's evidence in Nerd City's video of child abuse.
Yeah.
He's screaming in babies' faces.
Right.
He's chasing a child that doesn't want to be chased. And like obviously filming laws of being broken for like child labor stuff of just like having a baby work in a video.
Yeah,
for a long
it's
time.
weird. What he uncovered in that video sort of like as YouTube continues to grow and becomes so business, minded or whatever, it's very similar to television, and yet television has all these regulations that YouTube doesn't have because it's just like, broadcast yourself, but it's not really that anymore, especially at that level. So there's I don't know. I think things will start to change in that regard.
Yeah,
I love that approach to it too, because it's like, and maybe I haven't seen anything like. I do think that there's nothing like this though in terms of like a Jake Paul. I wouldn't even call it like a commentary video. Like that's like a full documentary.
Yeah, exactly.
It's journalism.
It's full on journalism. I've never seen such a concentrated approach to being like, this is legally why it's bad, not just like this is predatory.
Right.
This is like this
or
is
I don't like
legally.
this. Yeah,
yeah, it's so unregulated, like you said. Like something's got to give, honestly.
I think one thing about that video is a lot of the stuff with the kids in it, where just to clear it up for people who haven't seen, there are moments where Jake filmed with 2 twin babies and he's like yelling in their face to make them cry, and like at one point he is like trying to be fun and chase this kid around that's clearly like scared of him. And a lot of those I can, even though it would still make the case for it, I can go like, oh well, that's because Jake's a fucking idiot. But there's one specifically where he has like candy, it looked like a cake pop or something, that the babies are clearly eating, and Jake in front of them bends over and is eating it and taunting them in front of it. And it's like, you're just a piece of shit. Like, you're on purpose making this baby who's crying, the baby's crying.
Yeah.
And he's like eating their food out of their hands. And it's just like, that is evil. That's an evil thing to do.
How do you even have a brain that would tell you to do that?
Yeah, you're
not an
literally
evil person.
taking candy
Yeah.
from a baby and eating it in front of the child.
Do you think that's where that expression came from?
Yeah, from Jake Paul.
Oh,
I
weird.
can't believe it's only a year or two old, that expression.
know,
I
it
feel like
seems
I've been
like-
hearing it for decades.
Yeah.
Centuries even.
Right.
You've been hearing it for centuries?
Yeah.
How old are you
Specifically.
again? What?
I think that's pretty personal, very inappropriate. Gonna have to
Oh.
wrap up quick if you keep that up, honestly.
Is it in the double
Okay,
digits
I'm sorry.
or
No, it's 7 or 8 digits, roughly rounding.
7 or 8
rounding-
digits?
Rounding down.
Now, do you think for 8 digits for him that's a different value of digits than actual 8?
Yeah, I think that would.
Like 16?
Yeah.
Okay.
What's up?
Did you just miss all that? You have headphones. Even if you were looking away, it fed back. We keep discussing
Were you
this.
looking at something? There's not really anything over
Oh,
there.
There's lights.
You're looking at-
Seeing there's flies going on in here.
Flies?
Yep.
I haven't seen a fly in here in a while.
Yeah, I've been here for a couple days. Haven't seen one fly. You
Okay.
guys keep this place spotless. I have to commend you. But where were you looking at? What were you looking at? Why are
They
you
don't
lying to
know,
us?
guys. Come on out. It's a surprise. It's a surprise.
Who are...
I got an ulcer saying that joke.
What's you got it formed, or just your ulcer that was currently
In
there
your
hurt?
breast?
Yeah. They've been migrating south.
Okay.
Um,
All right.
Drew, did you say you had a question for us?
I did, but please, if you guys have any more questions for me.
I do have more, but we can bounce back and forth.
Bounce.
Yeah.
It's fine.
What is this for? Why am I here? What am I doing? That's my first question.
Well, usually we would just record these. We just kind of toss it after, just kind of test out the microphones.
Oh.
So this is gonna go for a while, and then like I usually I transfer the footage to the SD card, I put it on Google Drive, I give it to our editor. You know,
Okay.
he downloads it, he edits it, he sends it back to me.
Okay.
I have him wipe his computer of all the footage, and then I put it back on the SD card, on a flash drive, and I break it. Just kind of a fun way to keep everyone on their toes, just practice what we're good at.
Yeah.
Oh, so this,
I'm good at transferring footage and breaking things.
so this isn't like an Instagram thing?
No.
No, absolutely not.
I thought we were just taking a photo
You thought this was
for your Instagram.
a photo for my Instagram.
Is that not what a podcast is?
No.
No, it's much longer. I don't think even IGTV could have the whole episode on
So it's like
it.
a wider aspect ratio, like a 16 by.
Not just that.
No.
Because you don't have to just do squares anymore.
Do you... Okay,
So
so
I updated that. It's been a while.
when you film one of your videos. What is that? Is
It's
that
a series of Instagram photos.
That's when movies started. Like, have you seen these new moving Instagram photos?
Is that why all of your Instagram videos have that?
Yeah. Because
that
it's
would
like
explain
doing
it.
a flip book effect.
You just hear
Prints
you
out. You get giant prints of every single frame.
Yeah, it's very expensive.
you
not
like
very
hear
cost
yourself like
effective.
next book. You switch out really quick. I'd watch that.
You do. You said you're subscribed.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I watch that currently.
Right. Yeah.
I did
Not
Ooh.
no.
The
Somebody's
helicopter.
speeding.
Tom Cruise going by in those airplanes.
Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise.
boom boom.
You trying to pretend that you didn't just say Tom Cruise?
No.
You trying
We're
to
blowing
gloss
past
over
Tom
that?
Mission Impossible.
Sorry?
You know, they can rewind and see that you.
Guys, don't rewind.
Everybody watching Skip
Don't hit-
Back,
if
comment
you're on
on
a-
what Gus said. It was Tom Cruise.
No.
I'll
Tom
say
Cruise.
it.
If you're on a desktop, definitely don't hit J a couple times right now. That would be
Yeah.
a poor choice. And then hit L to catch up.
See,
Or
now
whatever
it sounds
does.
like you're also advocating for what we were talking about.
Also, you seem to know a lot about keyboards for someone who doesn't know how to Google search.
That was a better callback than my callback was.
Because mine was aggressive.
Fucking, I gotta pee a lot. But
I have more
yes, it was.
questions.
Oh, you have to right now?
Yeah.
Okay,
That was
I
just
could,
my first question.
I could swing another.
And now that I kind of know that what this is, I actually think my questions are better suited. Eddie,
Yeah.
I showered in your shower a couple hours ago. I peed in it.
Okay. I'm fine. No bits. That's fine.
I didn't ask the question yet.
Oh, sorry.
I was just setting up the question.
Sorry, go ahead.
I peed in it?
Is that okay?
Yes.
Okay.
Still
That's
okay,
fine.
he said. Still okay.
Yeah, cool.
It's not an issue. That's one thing I'm not grossed out by. It
Do you
really
pee in
is.
the shower yourself?
Yeah.
I do exclusively.
I honestly would say that I've peed in almost every shower I've ever been in.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
That's
just,
not even like a joke, man. That's just like the truth.
You ever peed in a sink?
Well, that's different.
Yeah. But have you
I've
though?
peed in every sink I've ever been.
I've ever synced.
I've ever synced.
Every sink I've ever been in.
Yeah. Have you
pretty
pee
good.
in the sink?
I've peed in sinks before.
I had a friend who said that he would worked at a job for a long time, and one day he peed in the sink, and one of the other employees walked in.
Oh
on him.
my God.
Oh,
There's the
no.
mirror there too, though. So
Yeah.
there's no avoiding that, like
Yeah.
seeing that dude's dick.
Well, it's not even about that. It's the fact that he's peeing
No,
in the
I
sink
know.
in
I'm
a,
just saying
in
the
a public setting.
I'm saying the
Yeah.
entire situation is walking in. Not only are you seeing them from behind pee the sink, but you make
You
eye
see the
contact
front.
with them through the mirror
Yeah.
and see the front of
Can't
like.
avoid it.
Yeah, he said that was like the one and only time he ever did it, but
That's
Why
what
did
he,
he
of
do
course
it?
that's what he'd say.
'Cause he
Damn,
was
I
just-
can't believe you caught me the one
The
time I
first
did this.
oh, you're right.
The first
that
thing he
does sound
said,
suspicious.
Are you peeing in the sink? I've never done this before.
How did I get here? I was on my lunch break, and then now I'm here.
Honestly,
yeah.
how I know you're not peeing in the sink, frankly. That's what Packers. No, yeah, I've had to do it before. If
Why?
stuff is like,
You've
if,
had to?
yeah, I've had to do it. Like
Gun to your head situation?
Well,
A
yes.
hostage situation?
I
Pee in
can't-
the sink.
I can't go when other people are watching. Like I'll do it, but if you
Right.
leave the room.
Yeah.
No, and truthfully, I've not done it here. I won't do it here. But I've been like, sometimes I've been like at an Airbnb or something. Like people get back and it's like everyone goes to the bathroom. Like I'm fucking peeing in the sink. I did
Wait.
it last time Sabrina and I were at the Airbnb.
The kitchen sink?
I peed in a kitchen sink last time I went to Airbnb.
Are you? No, I'm not doing
No,
a bit. You
yes.
peed in somebody's kitchen
once I
sink.
peed in a kitchen sink.
Was it the Airbnb? Was
Yes,
it?
it was the Airbnb's kitchen
Dude.
sink. Dude, I had to go like nuts. And there
Pee
was nowhere else. And
in
it
a
was in the
cup?
middle of a city.
Pee.
It's a drain. It'll go there. What I did afterwards, it was I rinsed it and I took some Dawn dish soap and a paper towel and
That's
I
not
washed
bleach.
it.
That's not bleach.
It doesn't
This
need
is-
bleach.
Yes, you
Hey,
peed in somebody's.
did you see what Dawn dish soap did to all those BP animals with oil? Think about it.
I don't have a response to that. He got me there.
Now, I'm not saying I would do that. And I'm not
Yeah.
saying that it's good that you did that, but it's one of those things like if you run the water while you're doing it. It's
Oh, I
not like,
definitely did that.
Yeah, it's not like
also
you.
because
okay.
you would have heard me peeing in the sink.
Yeah, exactly.
But, I
That's-
mean, I was thinking about it for sanitary purposes. but-
Right. Yeah, because like it's if you pee in a sink and then don't touch it for a few days and let
Oh.
it dry up
Yeah.
and then lazily clean it, sure,
Yeah.
that's pretty bad.
No, that's
I
bad.
think you could pee in a sink.
And
My
I
thing
I
is,
aimed to the
it's-
drain too. I mean, I didn't like get all over the
Yeah.
thing. Like I pulled up a chair and I stood on the chair and I peed into the drain hole.
My thing though with my reaction of it was it wasn't your home, and it's not like a hotel or like a public bathroom that gets routinely cleaned. Like you were staying in somebody else's place, and you peed in their sink.
Was your name on that Airbnb?
Sabrina's was. So I'm fine.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
As long as you should have said that first, I would have thought, oh,
Yeah.
well then it's Sabrina's.
Well, then
it's
pee in
Sabrina's
every
bath
I just mean, like-
for dating a guy that would pee in a sink.
She meant like if the owner was watching this, they're like, that was Gus Johnson.
Well, he'd have to come a long way because I was in Canada.
Okay.
Takes a long
You
time
just
to get
gave
here.
more information.
You shouldn't give all this
on
information.
him.
But like,
Oh,
you're
who's I
giving-
peed in?
Yeah.
Or Canada, come on.
I
I'd like to
actually-
see him try where I stayed at this street and this address.
Or his name isn't Jeff Miller.
Well, actually, I thought what you meant was because weren't you guys staying in this apartment complex as an Airbnb?
Oh yeah, not
Yeah.
the
Before,
specific.
I thought
one,
that's
but-
what you meant, and then you moved in a few months
He
later.
marked his territory.
That's why
He
we
had to
got.
move in.
They were
That
like,
makes
"Oh, we have a
sense.
unit available." It says it's been marked.
It says it's been marked
Not
out
on
of
our
the
records,
system. It's a
but-
new system, but it says it's been marked.
I really
already.
wanted to check out other places, but he's like, dude, I already peed in that
Oh, no,
building.
dude.
There's
Yeah, this
no
place
other-
sucks, but you had already marked it.
I
so-
had. We were stuck.
Yeah.
Just like general background stuff, Drew. How did you get into making stuff on the internet?
Starting with like Vine.
Just really anything. If you did like YouTube when you were younger, or just like how did you start making stuff and putting it out?
Yeah. I remembered this recently, and I want to make a YouTube video on this. But my first foray into YouTube, I feel like everyone, even people who do YouTube now, this isn't their first attempt at YouTube.
Oh yeah.
Like this is version 4.0 whatever. My first foray into YouTube was around the time Kingdom Hearts 2 came out.
Okay.
And I was inspired by a similar series I saw to this, where someone would take not the English subtitles or the English cutscenes from Kingdom Hearts 2, but the Japanese, and then they would replace the subtitles with their own funny words, and they
Okay.
would create their own story. I did that. I made like 30 episodes of that
Whoa.
on Windows
Damn.
Movie Maker when I was 12 or 13.
I want to see you make a video. On
I
that so badly.
will react to them because I think I watched one of them recently, and they're like aggressively
Yeah.
unfunny.
How long were they? Like just the length of a cutscene, or
Yeah, because I remember I got them all from like khvids.net because it's harder to get clips back then. You could just like type conversion or whatever into the YouTube URL and then find a website. It's like, so I just went with whatever the pre-existing length of the clips were. So probably 8 to 10 minutes each.
damn,
So
that's a lot of content. 30 of those, 8 to 10 minutes.
over the course of like a year, I remember so I had my first YouTube account was the URL was Zigbar18, and Zigbar is a character in Kingdom Hearts, and that was what my thing was
What
going to be about
character
anyway.
is Zigbar in
He's
Kingdom
one of the
Hearts?
organization 13
Oh,
in Kingdom
okay.
Hearts 2. They all run together because they all have like Zimnus, Zigbar,
Yeah.
Zingbat. Zingbat was probably the worst. What was his power again?
He just like threw bats.
He
at
just
people,
threw bats at people.
yeah.
Yeah,
And
I
they
think
go-
I remember him throwing up a lot too.
Yeah,
it's like
that was part of
this
it.
character doesn't fit. So that was weird. So I went with Zigbar instead of that. Anyway, so I put at the time, and I think this is still the case. You have to be 13 to sign up for a YouTube account, and I put that I was 12 at the time, and I put my actual birthday, and it let me make an account. I was like, okay, well that's cool. I told the truth,
Mhm.
And then a few months in, my account just got deleted. And I realized it's because I broke the terms of service by being like, they must have initiated a thing where it's like, whoops, we accidentally let people who aren't 13 make an account. And so we have to
okay.
delete it. And I cried. I had almost 100 subscribers. And
At the
so that
time,
was
that's
huge. That was huge for me.
Yeah.
Or maybe it was even less. It was like 50, 70, any of that. It's still like people are watching this that I don't know personally. And they found this and they think I'm funny. And it was a huge deal. And I cried when it got deleted. And I just made a new account. I think the series was called Pathetic Hearts, like Kingdom Hearts, but Pathetic Hearts.
Oh,
Okay, now
you
I
like
got
that?
I get
or
it
you
now.
get it?
I just
now.
didn't
You didn't say
understand.
that you liked it though. You just say that you get it.
I strictly get it. I understand it now.
Doubling
That's the extent.
Doubling down seems like he's maybe saying that. he
Yeah,
doesn't like
opinion
it.
on
that's
that.
fine. We don't need to explore more. I think I understand.
Rather didn't continue with that.
Yeah, so you liked it. Gus likes the name a lot.
Gus loved
Pathetic
it.
Hearts. Yeah, this is what I called it. So I just named the new account that, which was more on brand anyway. It worked out
Yeah.
in the end. I think I did surpass my number of followers. And I think the most views I ever got on a video was like 1,000, but that was amazing.
so
it's
much at the time.
mind-blowing.
1,000,
The
yeah.
my most viewed video was called Winnie the Asshole, and it was it was one clip from Kingdom Hearts 2 where Sora first meets Pooh again, because they're friends in the first one. You guys don't know the lore of Kingdom Hearts. So in the first one, you find the book, you find the Pooh book, and you find all the torn pages. And then Pooh remembers all of his friends and stuff. And then he remembers you, and Sora, the main character, and Pooh are friends. But in the second one, the book gets ripped up again. It's basically the same story twice is what they did with that series. And so Sora goes and sees Pooh, and he's like, "Hey, Pooh, we're friends. How's it going?" And Pooh is just doing his little exercises. He doesn't know who Sora is. So he already has sort of this like, off-putting attitude or whatever, standoffish attitude. And so I just made every word he said like just curse words. It was just like fuck you, poop, shit, and I thought it was edgy, because I was 12, and that got 1,000 views.
Nice.
That's great.
Was that what is if that's not? Was that your first like, whoa numbers thing?
Probably, yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
I love it. Do you remember your first like, oh my god, like numbers thing?
Yeah, it was. I hate to talk about this. Usually,
did you hear what I just talked about?
Yeah.
There's no way this is
honestly,
worse.
It's not worse. But there was a time in my high school when iFunny was a normal app that like if anybody doesn't know, you could post pictures, videos, and GIFs on it.
Do you work for iFunny?
No.
Okay.
And did I use it?
No, I'm saying just the way you described it. You can post.
I'm just saying if somebody hasn't used the
context,
app.
got it.
Yeah,
All I'm saying is download it and find out for yourself.
Right, it's
Please
free
don't do
to
that.
download. A lot of good content on there. And
so at the time, it wasn't like a bunch of kids. It was just for my high school. Like people used it, and they had like the 20 funny pictures, gifs, videos of the day or whatever. And I had the idea where I was like, well, I've been making like short sketches with my friend for a while, and I was like, if we make like a movie trailer version for that app, like just kind of take things from the app and make it, at the time those were like really popular, and I was like, well, then they're going to feature it for sure, which would mean like a lot of people would see it. So we did that, and we went from, in one day, I think we went from like 250 subs to like 3,500. So like we had that. I remember it was soon after GTA 5 came out, and I was playing GTA with my friends and just checking it and be like, guys, can you fucking believe this? Like, this is insane. And I think the video got up to like 70,000 views.
Damn,
but then it also, I used what I thought was royalty-free music, but before you know anything about that stuff, and it wasn't. So it got taken down, or I had to take it down myself, because I was like, we're at the point where I want to monetize our stuff, but I can't do it because of this song. So I had to just like delete the video, which ended up being a good thing. But
Career
still, that was my big one. Yeah, I never came back from deleting the iFunny video.
That's so funny.
Yeah. Well, except until this podcast, you're kind of, this is like your guys, I'm back moment.
It's the sequel.
I didn't do anything on the internet for years.
I think we're going to start a podcast now.
Even last episode didn't count. Anything you've seen from me in the past couple of years, I was still sad and wasn't back. But here I am, guys. iFunny Trailer 2 is coming out.
Thank God.
He's back.
I remember my first one was like, mine was less like fun to track, like not a day like, oh my God. I just had like coming into like high school, I had started making just little goofy, they were definitely sketches. They were not good. I would just make them at home and edit them in my grandpa's computer in his back room. Sounds a little sketchy. But I had a video from like a couple years before, and it was at a talent show, and me and my friend Joe had like done a cover of Every Rose Has Its Thorn, and purely by luck and keywords and people accidentally stumbling onto shit, I remember like I look back and that video had like 1,100 views, and I was just like, oh my God, like what? This is nuts. It just lost it. It was so cool.
The minimum thousands were such a big deal when you're starting out. Like just seeing the comma is like huge.
Yeah, exactly. The next biggest milestone I had, because you thought Pathetic Hearts, now that's brandable. I like that.
Yeah, it can't get any better than that.
Right,
actually.
but see, the thing with that is that works with just about any game. You just replace the first part of the name of the game with Pathetic, and that was my brand. And then I played RuneScape for a long time, so I had a second channel called Pathetic Scape. And I do not remember what my videos were, but except for one. I think I did joke videos or something. I don't know, like RuneScape related. I'll have to look it up again. But I know that I had one video. There was a new skill that was introduced in the game, summoning, and I did a low-level summoning guide. Like it was just strictly a tutorial. I didn't talk in it because I was too self-conscious. So it was just like text. It was like the least helpful thing in the world. It had like, I want to say like 60,000 views at one point.
Whoa.
Damn, dude, that is
That's-
pretty nuts.
yeah.
Though.
Because if you search like summoning guide or whatever, it just ended up being one of the first ones. And so I was like, I checked it a couple years later and I was like, oh my God, I remember this having like a few thousand. And I was 60,000. Yeah.
That's
that
a
was
that's
pretty
a
crazy.
mind
It was
blower.
a 13, 14-year-old or whatever.
Yeah.
I wish I could hear more of these beginner things when I was starting out on YouTube, because you just think like, well, like you look at people that are so much bigger and you think that they just like made an account and then it got big, but that's not even close to what happens, especially when you're like, even if somebody's 17, it actually doesn't even matter the age, but I feel like that's when I was really wanting to do it more than ever, but also was not funny at all and didn't have anything that I was doing that was my own. You know what I mean? Where it's just kind of like, I hope that some people might watch this that are younger and be like, oh, right now, because things aren't blowing up, like you can keep trying and doing it if you believe
Yeah.
it's good.
How long was it for you? Like,
Oh man, I
'cause-
started.
Well, because time is different too when you're not like, if you started this as an adult, you know, like 5 years of that would be like, that's a long time. But like if you're a kid, it's just like you're just learning, you're practicing and stuff. Like,
I started posting to YouTube when I was 10, and I haven't felt confident in my videos until I was 21, and that's now.
Yeah.
Like until the last year, I've been like, okay, now my stuff is like my own and good. But like not good, like I'm not, second round.
It's
dick about
okay
it.
if
It's
you
like,
think you're so.
No, yeah, it's like, but yeah. So I think now it's something that like I figured out kind of my voice with stuff, and
Yeah.
I like what I'm making and everything like that. But that's that's 11 years.
Right. There's definitely a process. I think I don't know if this is true, but I feel like it might be harder to. Well, algorithmically, it's not, because I think it's easier now than it's ever been to start a channel and do what other people are doing that's successful and just blow up. You see teenagers do a thing very much now where they make content that is like, oh, you're just trying to basically. It's almost like when you trace a drawing, they're doing that, but with videos, and it's like you're not being yourself, which is like that almost sounds harsh to say about a teenager, because that's part of the process of like you try what other people do that you want to emulate, and then you learn from there. But it's also like you just see all these clones. It's like they're doing the exact same thing as someone bigger than them, but worse.
That's the state of the algorithm right now.
Yeah.
Is before, when we were younger, I think we both talked about, we kind of copied Julian Smith's videos of like, we were so inspired by them, we really loved them, but the algorithm wouldn't go, oh, they make Julian Smith stuff, let's show every person who's subscribed to Julian Smith. But that's what happens now, is like if somebody likes, say, commentary videos and they want to make one like the person that they watch, the algorithm will be like, well, this is exactly what we were waiting for, so let's just
it's
show
exactly
everybody.
the same. It has the same. There's a person talking, and then they cut to a video that's another video, and they're saying things about it. I think more specifically, well, what I'm thinking of is these like not even successful accounts, because there are accounts or users or whatever where it's like, oh, I don't know how you got all these subscribers, but it's like I'll find these very obscure like vloggers, like 20. There's one. I will never release it to the world because it would be bullying. But Amanda and I found this channel, and we love watching them so much because they're so visibly like they don't like YouTube, but they do it, and they do like mukbangs, and they do challenges, and they do pranks, and it's like every video they start with like, hey guys, so we didn't really know what to do for this video, so we asked you, and then so we're doing, and then at the end they're like, so let us know what you want to see us do. It's like they're putting themselves into a position where they're like, just we'll do whatever you say.
Yeah.
oh,
I can't imagine going
miserable.
into YouTube. They all seem so unhappy doing it. I can't imagine going into YouTube, which is supposed to be like broadcast yourself. It's your self-tube. It's you. And just being like, well, I'll do what you want me to do. What do you guys want me to do?
Couple too, like that's
Yeah, they seem to take turns. We way overanalyze this, but they seem to take turns. Like one of them will be really into it, and the other one's like, clearly he doesn't want to do it. And then sometimes she's like, I don't know. They're always pranking each other. It's like,
Oh, that's
Do you think the pranks are
miserable.
real, or are they faking pranks?
well, it's if they're faking it, they would do a better job. I think they're real. They're one of the few pranks that are actually real because it's so like. The person giving the prank gets so giggly after like a minute. He's like, I'm just kidding. I'm not. I could hear you. I was just pretending to ignore you. Like, okay, that's the video then. So, yeah.
That's odd because like I don't think, even from what you're describing, their goal is like to get famous. It was just like, I guess they like doing YouTube,
No,
but
their
they
goal-
don't know what to make.
Their goal, I think, they've talked about how their dream job is to be a YouTuber.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that's
So that's the
weird.
goal. They want the fame. They want the
Okay.
lifestyle that they perceive a YouTuber has, but they're not enjoying any of it. And they're
Yeah.
not even, it's like, they just think that if we do this, then we'll get that. But it's like, you can, but do your own version of it. It's
Yeah.
like, you don't have to just do things that other people are doing. But they, they're young in this part of the process. Actually, they're not even that young. If you're like 13, 14, 17, whatever, it's totally different. You're still figuring yourself out. But they're like 22.
Yeah, that's enough
Like,
to.
maybe
That's
just,
sad.
maybe just this isn't your thing. I don't know.
I could even make the argument too that like, it depends genre to genre too. That it's not even that like do it your own way. It's just like if you really do it good. Like with sketches and stuff, like a lot of my shit is not like super unique. It's just like, well, I had a funny idea. I mean, you could make a funny sketch too, and like not even put your own spin on it too. I'm
I
sure.
think you have a clear voice in your videos, though. I think when you're seeing a sketch of yours, it's like, I don't know if I could pin it down to specific things, but when I'm watching a video of yours, I know it's one of your videos.
Because
you
he's in
recognize
it.
me.
Yeah, because he's your friend and he's in it.
Gus is in the first frame, and I go,
And then you're like,
I know that guy.
wait a minute.
So
I
Gus.
think that's Gus. Let me check. You scroll down. Oh, it was uploaded by Gus Johnson. That's Gus.
in the
Getting
middle of
warmer.
like giving a really nice compliment to Gus, and now I'm being bombarded of like too dumb because I only thought it was Gus because I saw his face.
Yeah, I think you should just embrace that was your original
I'll take it
thought.
back. Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah.
By voice I meant hearing your voice, and I was like, oh shit, he's not talking to me. It's the
Right.
video I'm watching.
Thank you, Eddie. That's nice of you to say.
Yeah, it came from the heart.
Came from your mouth.
Shit. I thought
That comes from your
Sorry.
ass.
from my Winnie the asshole.
Nice.
What would you say then? Like, this is such a generic, shitty question that you'd see in like a Hollywood Reporter thing. Like, what kind of advice would you give? But like, what would you give to like maybe a kid that's in middle school or high school that's like, all right, I'll try this. I don't really know what I'm looking for. Like,
Just don't be afraid to fail. It's like that's kind of the theme of what we were talking about. It's like it takes a while. If you're young, there's nothing wrong with. I don't mean to shit on those two people. There's nothing wrong with doing that. But if you don't like it, then don't do it. I guess would be the takeaway from that. It's not just that they're bad and they continue. It's that they don't like it. They're not having fun. So if you're not having fun and you think you just want to be a YouTuber, and if I just grind it out, then I'll have fun because I'm making money. That's not how it works. You should be having the most fun when you start, and then having less fun as you get more famous. Because now it's work, and you have anxiety about it, and it's no longer just. It should start out fun.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
it's
You
not
should-
fun now, it's only going to get harder.
Yeah.
It's only going
That
to
is
get
so
worse.
true.
That's the most fun I had, and I still have a lot of fun making videos, especially when we all
course.
make stuff together because it's very like loose and everything like that. But yeah, the most fun I had making videos was when like there was no stakes at all, no job stakes or no like people commenting and no pressure like to be better than I was a month ago and stuff like that. Yeah, I think it for young people is you have to enjoy it right away. And if your goal is like, man, this sucks, but if I grind it and then I'll be famous, you gotta stop.
Yeah, and then like, why are you doing this? Why are you doing something where it's just work at that point? So just do something else that you maybe enjoy more, or even enjoy as little, but you're gonna get money right away because it's a job. You're not waiting to maybe one day get money. I don't know.
that's so true. And I'm just rehashing exactly what you just said, but there are no negative anythings at that period of your life. It's like everything is either nothing or like that's fucking cool. You know, like 100 subs, whoa, like everything is awesome that time. It's just so fun too to like even like numbers aside, you make something and then like I would always like sit at home and I'd like watch my videos like 20 times
Yes.
like I made this. That's me up there.
Yeah.
Like, wow, it's so
I
crazy.
still do that where I get so sick of a video as I edit it, and then as soon as it's on YouTube, I will watch it on YouTube multiple times and kind of like. Now it's weird that once it's no longer on my Adobe timeline or my Premiere timeline and it's just a MP4 on YouTube, I'm like, now I can watch this differently, and I did it, I made it.
That
That's fun.
matters,
That's,
I think, though, because it's like when you're looking at it, it's a bunch. When you're editing, it's a bunch of cut up things that you could change at any moment. And yeah, when it becomes like an MP4, you're like, all right, here it is. It's not anything small tweaking to do left. Here's the video that I made. And I do like, I think that's why that feeling comes from it, is because like I just keep, when I watch it editing back, I'm picturing it as like something I've pieced together rather than like a thing.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And so that's if you don't have a feeling of like satisfaction when you're done, then don't do it, or find something else to do on YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be my advice.
Yeah, like it seems like I was gonna maybe make a video about this too, but like sometimes like someone would ask like for advice and stuff too, and it's like, well, if you're not having fun with it, this isn't the end, like do all end all. Like, oh shit, well I didn't make it like doing YouTube. Well, what do I have to settle for? Like this is
I guess
nowhere.
I'll be an accountant now.
Yeah, this is nowhere even near like the most interesting or like
Yeah.
reliable job, let alone like
Yeah.
holy shit. But it's like, yeah, this isn't everything. You know, maybe you're good at it, maybe you like it. If not, that's totally cool. There's other cool shit too. But
Well, it's also not even just like a full blanket of like YouTube is one thing. You can say you want to do vlogs and they're not working out, but you do want to create stuff and have people watch it because like that's your passion. The nice thing about YouTube, start a new account or use that account and just make something new and see if that works. Like it's YouTube is one thing of getting big on YouTube. Like it's a bunch of different stuff. It's like putting a TV show genre as like that's the only one. You know what I mean?
yeah, I guess I can't make cop shows. Better go to books.
Yeah, it's like a writer being on like a bad show and then being like, well, the
This ain't
writing
it.
stuff, the
Yeah.
writing stuff didn't work out. I guess I'm done.
Yeah. So, actually, you guys interrupted me. Remember, I had some questions earlier. I still had some more, and then we started talking about other stuff.
So sorry.
Yeah, that's
So
almost
sorry
enough.
about that.
Yeah, I had another question. This one's for Gus.
Okay.
When I took a shower in your shower yesterday, I pooped in the shower
You just peed in Eddie's shower.
because I didn't have to poop.
I'm better. I'm fine with that. But you're asking Gus, so I think
This
I
question
got the
wasn't
better
for
deal.
you,
Right.
And
That's
yet
why
you're
I just,
talking.
Sorry. Go ahead, Gus.
Well, I mean, first
the
of
floor,
all,
Gus.
it's kind of a double whammy.
Gus, the
because-
floor is yours. Go ahead and answer the question.
Green light.
You got it, baby.
So, it's kind of a twofer. 'cause
Gus,
I,
you can.
What-
You go ahead and
Go
answer.
ahead.
This. Go ahead and answer the question and go.
and go. Okay.
Right.
That's really dry.
Eddie, are you listening? Gus is about to answer the question.
Yeah, I'm listening.
All right, so Eddie.
Ooh, Gus. Well, it's kind of a twofer because I know that when you went poo-poo that you probably also like peed as well.
No.
Yeah, you were able to localize just the feces or what?
Two different body parts.
Well, yeah, clearly you don't have a cloaca, but I was just wondering, like,
Mhm.
typically the systems are kind of linked, though. You know, you go number 2.
Yeah, and yet when I peed in Eddie's shower, I didn't poop.
Oh,
so
well, it's exclusive. If you poop, you have to pee, too.
I think that's your own experience.
Are you guys getting similar results?
I'm not.
I pooped
wasn't
in
asked the
your
question.
shower. I peed in his shower. What more do you?
Whoa,
what do you
this
want me to
question
say?
wasn't
shower?
There's
about
no
me.
science, huh?
Same shower experience?
No, he
like
said my
peeing
shower,
and,
your
peeing in
shower.
Eddie's, but then, like, walking down the hall. Is that what that wet trail was?
Yeah.
He said
And
it was
some of that was
yesterday.
still pee too. I
Yeah.
was
God
done. I
damn
didn't
it.
finish. So
He poo-pooed in your shower yesterday.
Fuck, I had a good
anyway,
bit.
I guess my question is, how does that make you feel?
I mean, well, bad initially.
Okay, that's all I needed to know. Bad. It's bad. He
Did you-
feels bad.
Did you clean up or did you have to clean up?
I already got the answer I needed. Why are we talking about this? I
I'm
just wanted to
sorry.
know that it made you feel bad.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean,
That was
I
all
did,
I was getting at.
I did find the poop. I wasn't putting 2 and 2 together.
Yeah.
I knew it couldn't have been Eddie, and I know it definitely wasn't me, but the pieces weren't there.
What do you mean it couldn't have been me?
I know that
don't
your
go to
poop
the-
is more orange, but this is a little kind of
Sorry.
blue.
Sorry, what?
Yeah.
A little blue.
Are you colorblind? It sounds like you're colorblind. What color's that mic? What is this right in front of you?
Yeah, it's orange.
Okay, so
Sorry, blood orange, more kind of like a sunset. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, what color is the cup?
It's purple.
Okay, so he's colorblind.
Yep.
We've
Yeah.
confirmed
those
that.
aren't the colors that they are, but you seem to think that those are the colors
Yeah.
they are. So
I've
you're
accepted
colorblind.
it. Did you do anything to the sink at all?
No.
Okay,
Not yet.
I'm fine with
That'd
that.
be weird. If
I'm still
somebody
here
did
another
something
couple
to a
hours.
sink.
So.
I heard that's just a Canadian thing.
Yeah. It's just a people visiting Canada thing.
People
Not like a resident of Canada.
temporarily emigrating to Canada.
Mhm.
These things happen. What's the follow up to fucking shitting in my tub? Have you ever pooped your pants though?
The questions
Yes.
of this podcast.
Yes.
You have?
Yes.
Do you care to share? or-
Yes.
Okay, go ahead. Floor's
Yes. Multiple. Well, there's sharding, and then there's
Okay.
pooping your pants. Would you guys
Okay.
agree that those are different?
I would, yes.
Because I've only pooped my pants once. I've sharded a few times.
Yeah, poop is sort of like it's happening
Poop
and it's
is
coming
like
out.
when you poop your pants. That's an experience unlike anything. Because poop is so voluntary, right? You you sit down and you engage it. Like you have to do it, but you start it, right? But when you poop your pants, you're at the point where your body just pushes it out of you. It's insane. Whereas sharding is like you farted and there was it wasn't just what I thought it was, right? I've done that as recently as a month ago.
I did it a couple days ago.
Yeah,
I'm not even doing a bit.
I'm not either. I did it 1 month ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, at home, and I waddled into the bathroom. I was like, please, no, a little bit of poop in there. Got to change these.
Why
Threw
does
the
that
underwear away.
happen?
Because I think, I have a terrible diet, and then I'm dumb. Are the two things. The pooping my pants in particular, that's actually a pretty good story.
Okay.
I don't know if I talked about this anywhere before, but I was 15. There's actually a long story, but I'll condense it, because I was on this road trip with a bunch of people older than me and cooler than me. So basically the perfect setting.
Man, that breaks my heart.
I looked up to them. I thought they were so funny. I just wanted them to think I was cool.
How old were they? Were they also in high school?
So I was
older?
15. My sister, who's 2 years older than me, was there. Her boyfriend, who was several years older, and then his friends. Right. So
Holy
everyone,
shit.
they're all like in their early 20s. I'm 15.
And so you're basically a
shit my
freshman
ass.
in high school. The worst-
Yeah. I think going into my sophomore year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so we were on a road trip. It was actually a YouTube related thing, but that's a whole. I'll just kind of condense the story because we don't need all the details. But so we're on a road trip. We're a few weeks in. We're going. I think we were staying with one of their friends in Virginia, and we went to DC for the day. So it was like an hour-long bus ride or something, and we had eaten. So we did that. We enjoyed the experience. We eat at Fuddruckers. First and only time I've ever had Fuddruckers. And then we get back on the bus, the hour-and-a-half-long bus ride back to the parking garage where we had parked the car.
Quick question. I've never been to Fuddruckers, and for people who
it's just
also
a
haven't-
burger. It's
okay.
just a,
I was
it's
just like, I didn't know if it was a specific food.
it's
that
like
would,
it's like a worse version of Five Guys, I guess.
Okay.
Something like that. You're familiar with the burger?
I think so. It's the-
Yeah, but I understand there was no context that it was a burger. I had a burger, I think, and it didn't sit well. Anyway, so we're on the bus, the hour-and-a-half-long bus ride. And you'd think that a bus ride that long, like that typically does that, would have a bathroom on it, right?
Oh, yeah.
That's like too long to not have a bathroom. But they didn't. And I was like, I kept saying, guys, I'm going to shit my pants. Like, I felt it. I was going to shit my pants. I knew we had like 30 minutes left still. Luckily, I didn't shit on the bus. That would have, oh my God. That would have been so much worse.
That's a career
I've heard
ender.
stories of like during
That would have been, for some reason, the first time I ever thought of that, realized that's a possibility of, I could have shit on the bus.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
But just those bathroom buses, I've heard like stories of like high school like chorus or something going to like long road trips and somebody using the bathroom and it being awful. Worst. That's so embarrassing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, guys, I'm gonna shit my pants, and they were like kind of laughing. I remember because they thought I was joking, but then I kept saying it, and they were kind of like, hey, like assuming I was joking, right? I wasn't joking. I've never felt like that, like. Because any other time in my life I've had to shit really bad, I've been close enough to, I've just done it, right? But I couldn't. I was confined in a moving vehicle, surrounded by strangers and people I looked up to. And then so we get to the parking lot, the parking garage. I've held it in this whole time. I managed. I used muscles in my body I didn't think I had to contain that poop inside. And then I'm like, all right, we're about 15 minutes from home. I've already made it this far. I think I got it. And then I felt it like start to come out. I just started like sprinting like towards like, okay, I'll go to a bush or something nearby. And the whole time I was sprinting, it was coming out. I was just shitting out my
Was it like
ass.
solid or like
Oh, completely not.
like insulation foam?
If it was just like
Jesus
one
Christ.
solid turd, I feel like there would be way less embarrassing. I just would like use like a leaf to like pull it out and throw it in the woods, and then I'd have stinky underwear, but it wouldn't be that bad. But it was all over my leg. It was like disgusting.
God.
So I go to like I'm like in the. And here's the thing too. Luckily, in the car, since we're on a road trip, I had some clothes in there. I had some extra clothes and stuff, and I think even like towels or something like that. So it's like, okay. Oh, we had also had toilet paper in the car. How convenient, right? Not that it mattered. It was already all over my leg. But the best part of this, I mean, not the best part, but another great detail on top of all this is my mom had turned off my cell phone, my SIM card, because we weren't texting her enough. So she got mad. I was like, fine, well, you're not using your phone anyway, so I'll turn off. So I couldn't even like call my sister like, hey, can you bring me?
No.
I had to sit in the elevator and just like cry for like 20 minutes while they're waiting for me in the car, assuming I'm like shitting successfully in a bush. And they were like, yeah, it's weird you didn't take the toilet paper. And then I kind of like waddle back after building up the courage. And I'm like, I shit my pants.
In front of everybody you had to say it? Or like
in front of all of them, yeah.
Oh my
and
God.
so I just grabbed I think I grabbed my suitcase out of the car and went, and I just like used all these different shirts and stuff to wipe up this shit. And I smelled like shit on the ride home. I went I threw most of those clothes away. I went into the shower and I was in there for like an hour and a half, just in shame. And because I had to clean up all the poop that was still on my leg, and it had dried up at that point a little bit too. It was disgusting.
Oh, man.
Gross. It was embarrassing. It was everything you can imagine. And the icing on the cake, I think, was that I couldn't even like call my sister to, can you just bring, because my phone didn't work.
You just broke my heart. That's the
so
worst.
sad
But look
for
at me
you.
now.
I shit where I want now.
Things really do get better.
That's really great advice for aspiring YouTubers. I appreciate you.
Is if you're currently listening to this and also shitting your pants in front of a bunch of people, maybe one day you'll have a lot of YouTube subscribers, and that's the moral of the story.
There's no correlation. The only correlation between those two things is that they both happened to me. Other than that, there's no like connection there. But if it happens once, it can happen again. I'd say.
Jesus.
So.
It's not impossible.
No.
That'll connect. So if you've recently shit yourself, get ready. Get your
Because
shit
in
on.
about 7.5 years, things are gonna turn around.
Would you say that's the most uncomfortable you've ever been, ever?
That's definitely one of them. I think so.
Do you have any others at all, or?
I don't know if I could top that. That's a story I've been saving for so long.
Damn, dude. That's just.
It doesn't get more uncomfortable than that.
No, that is absolutely
emotionally
crazy.
right. I'm like I said, I thought these guys were so funny and cool, and they're old. You know how it is to be a teenager, and your older sibling has friends, and you just want them to think you're cool. And for the most part, I mean, I wasn't very funny at the time, but like I felt like, oh, I'm fitting in pretty well considering I'm a few years younger than them. And then I did the comically worst thing you could do.
Yeah.
The most embarrassing thing you could do.
I could not think of anything worse.
Right.
Especially to like announce it to them. That's
Yeah,
the worst
I
thing
had
is
to-
you had to
yeah.
walk back and be
And
like, hey, you're
then-
looking at me and I'm still in this situation
And then
right
sit
now.
in the car with them
Oh
on the
my
way
God.
back, knowing that the whole car smells like shit now.
Did
'cause
they
it's
like?
mine.
Did anybody talk about it or like try to be friendly and joke about it? Or
They
like,
weren't like mean about it. I think they, in that situation, even if if my younger sibling's friend did that, I wouldn't be like, oh, what a loser. I'd be like, I feel so bad for
Yeah,
him.
yeah.
I like obviously did do it on purpose. So I think they all felt bad for me. No one really vocalized anything. I think later they were like, are you doing better now?
Oh,
It's kind of like, but they like, what do you even say in that situation? You just got to let me earn my stripes.
No, you have to use that.
I didn't mean like a skid mark stripe. I just mean like you gotta go through this bad shit. I'm not now I realize I'm doing puns. I don't like that, but you gotta have bad experiences, and then now you have great stories.
Yeah,
That's rough.
That's the thing is now I try to have perspective of like if I'm in a bad situation where I'm like, well, one day maybe this will be a better story.
Yeah, that's how I try to look at everything. It's like, this sucks ass now, but in a few years this will be a funny story.
Yeah. That's, oh my God, that's so rough, dude. That's definitely, I mean, because the question like of the what's the most uncomfortable, I think it's just like nailed it.
Yeah, I
from
don't think I can-
naturally
I don't think I
found
top
it
that, yeah.
before. Yeah, it got
God.
asked.
I remember this one girl in my class. This is not my story. There's a girl in my class that there was a points system when we were in like middle school where it's like you do something bad, you show up late, you get a point, and then the person with the
So they rewarded bad
Yeah, it was like a
behavior.
golf kind
Oh,
of
so
thing.
fewer
So like
points.
you want to get as few points as possible. So
I
then-
imagine there's a scoring system for bad things. Everyone misinterprets the rules. All right, and they're just fucking shit up every day.
Lost your library book? Fuck yeah, get in here, son.
I'm up to 30 points. Yeah.
But it was like, and then you could depend. It was such a backward system because at the end of the week, if you had no points, you'd get this amount of fake money to spend at a store or something, So like, why don't you just like give someone a certain set of money, take it away? I don't know. There was this girl in my class who was in 4th grade, and she had never lost a point, and it was like the second half of the year. And one of the things you could get a point for is if you went to the bathroom during class, which is a fucking backwards thing to do for like middle school kids, like to punish them for going to the bathroom during class. And she was just like, I remember her asking. She was already a very quiet person. Was like, can I please go to the bathroom? Like, it's an emergency. And like, well, you're gonna get a point. Like, you can go.
What the fuck?
And it was also like, and the teacher too was like, you can go. Like, it's okay. It's just a point. But also, it's like, why not just be like, hey, let's just go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
That's so fucked up. And so she's sitting, and it's one of those like concave plastic children's chairs, and we're like in class, and you just hear like trickling.
Oh,
And like we look
Jesus
over, and
Christ.
she's like silently sobbing, just still sitting down, pissing her pants in the chair. And you want to know the most fucked up thing about that
They
too?
gave her a point.
They gave her 3 points.
What?
And they made her clean it up.
No.
What? Yes. Yes, they called the janitor and they're like, no, you make her clean that up. She did this. And they gave her 3 fucking points
What
for
school
pissing
did you go to?
Hell USA.
What the
Oh, well, then
fuck?
that makes sense.
Yeah, honestly, that's pretty
Yeah.
benign.
It
It,
was-
could have been way worse. Could have
Yeah.
been torture.
Yeah, well, that makes sense.
Yeah, so she got off easy.
That's a form
That is
of
fucked
torture.
up.
That
That's
is
a form of
hilarious.
Talk
though.
about a
I mean, it's
scarring
so
childhood
bad,
thing, though.
But that's so fucked up. You can't go to the bathroom?
Yeah.
I understand. See, in my school, and this I even thought was unfair. It's like, why can't we just fucking go to the bathroom? Like, we have to sync up our personal bathroom schedules with the 2 minutes we have in between class. Which,
when
first of all,
everybody else is going to the bathroom as well.
yeah, when there's already a line and your class is on your next class is on the other side of the school, which is dumb. So, my school had the hall pass system, but even then you have you get 1 per semester or something. And it's like, okay, but that's still better than you can go do the thing that if you don't do, you'll have the most traumatic experience of your life. But if you do that, you're going to get a point, and that's bad. And that's so fucked up.
No,
Yeah.
that's a childhood
That's
record
actually
thing.
really, really bad. For my high school, it got to the point where just when I got to high school, every teacher was like, "Go." I don't want when you get to a certain age, you shouldn't be asking an adult if you can go to the bathroom. But the fact that I can't believe
Yeah, what
doing
is that
to kids.
preparing you for? I've never been to a job. Well, I guess you can just kind of go to the bathroom at a job.
Yeah, everywhere as an adult, I feel like you can go to the bathroom without asking, unless there's a locked bathroom at a Chipotle or something.
Yeah,
like
but
that.
that's more just out of
You don't raise your
you
hand.
have to get inside physically. You have to get inside.
Yeah.
Can I
Yeah.
do that? Do you trust me?
There were so many punishments too, just like that wasn't even just a bathroom thing where it's like, oh, if you showed up, and maybe this is me specific. it's
showed
like,
up to
if you
school.
showed up, get the fucking nerd, get out.
1 point. What do you want to read a book? 1 point.
1 point. It was like you show up to class and you forgot your notebook in your locker. It'd be like, well, you're gonna be marked tardy. I'm here. I forgot a notebook. With this shit, it's like there's no real world application or
Yeah.
lesson. It's like,
Other than just learning that sometimes life isn't fair.
yeah,
And you will get publicly shamed for things.
that's messed. Like you don't sit down at a conference meeting and just be like, all right, let's get going. Oh yeah, what's that, Gus? Just
I
can
left my
grab the
flash
pencil?
drive in the
Yeah.
other room. Sure, but you're gonna get marked as tardy.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Gus. I hope you enjoy finding that flash drive at a different company where you'll be working. There's no lesson to be learned. I hated that kind of shit so much.
A lot of those referral point systems are all super flawed. One time I had a teacher in junior high, on 2 of my friends, and I just totally project this weird. I think I told you about it. I don't know if I told you, Drew. Where in my elementary school, the custodian for it, I would go to a program before school. It was kind of just watching the kids whose parents had to work early. So my mom was a teacher and she had to go to school before, students would come. So I'd get dropped off. We'd play dodgeball. And the custodian there was active in our community, super nice guy, just absolutely wonderful person. And when I was leaving elementary school, he quit to make to open up a music store, and he was following his dreams. It was this big sad goodbye for him. So we were used to having custodians that we were friendly with. And then in junior high, 2 of my friends and I would say hi to one of the guys, and his name was Jimmy, and we'd just say hi to him, and that was it. And we'd say maybe his name. And one time, this is kind of the teacher was already known for being really shitty. She saw it happen, and she walked up to us and she goes, "What are you doing?" And we were like, "What?" She's like, "You are making fun of that custodian." And we were like, "What are you talking about?" We were saying hi to him. She goes, "You are making fun of him because he is in a lower financial class than you."
That is so fucked
And
up.
I was like, "What?" And I had never gotten a referral. I'd never gotten in trouble for anything before. So I was just like, "What are you talking about?" We were just saying hi to him. And she's like, "You were making fun of him, and I'm taking you to the principal's office right now." And here's one of the things that frustrated me so much. One of my friends was this super nervous dude. So we go and we talk to the vice principal, and I tell him exactly what I've told you. We were friendly with my elementary school one. We were just saying hi to him. And this one friend of mine is super nervous, crumbles under any pressure possible. So I told him the story, and he asked me to go sit out in the hallway. And according to my other friend, he goes, "Was that all a lie?" And my nervous friend goes, "Yeah." And just admits that it was a lie. So then I knew him later too. This is just the type of person he is. Love him, but yeah, he gets very nervous in that situation. I was so frustrated because then my punishment was at lunch, I had to walk around and collect trash from other students. So like nobody was really like shaming me for it, but like I even went up to the custodian after Jimmy and I was like, "Hey, if saying hi to you hurt your feelings, like I'm so sorry." And he was like, "No, it's fine." So like I had this teacher project stuff onto us, and then one of my friends just be like, "No, that's what happened."
Yeah, we were bullying him.
It was so frustrating.
We were bullying him because he's in a lower financial class than us.
Yeah, the fact that she said that
which
out loud.
also, in addition to everything, you don't have any money.
Yeah.
You're a student.
I'm the lowest financial class.
I am a dependent.
Yeah. You couldn't possibly be in a higher financial class than
If
him.
I was this age now, when she said that, I would go, "Ask me to buy you something right now." I can't.
I can't do
There's
that.
no way.
Yeah.
It was just so clear that she was like, "I am thinking this in my own head, and this is what's happening," and you kind of have no system for that. So yeah, it was weird. Where like I would be walking around with the trash, and one, it was kind of like, I think it was this sick thing for them where it was like, they made fun of a custodian, so they're going to collect trash because it wasn't like a normal punishment. And it's like, okay, so then I would walk around to my friends and be like, "What happened?" And I'm like, 2 people I know were just either crumbled under pressure or like projected shit onto us. And like my other friend would vouch for it too. I know that sounds like one-sided from the story, but again, it was like absolutely not like a bad intention for it in any way.
No, that's so... It's so weird too because the shitty thing is like that's a story that's like a what the fuck story for you, and you remember it now, and I'm sure that teacher just said something like, and then forgot it by the end of the night.
Yeah, for sure.
I can't imagine having that level of responsibility, though, as a teacher, though, where it's like, I need to be careful. Like, maybe I'm having an off day, and you just say something like that, and like, oh, that was kind of scarring for somebody, too. Like, I'm sure for that kid that crumbled under pressure, like, he's just like, oh, fuck. Like, I flipped on my friends, and like, that was a nightmare. And that teacher,
Well, how do you think Jimmy feels about it, though?
Well, the one thing is he seemed fine, but to have a teacher in front of him be like, you are poor, and that's why these kids are making fun of you. He was there.
What?
He was he heard all of it. So it was just so bizarre. And when I went to him, he was
You're
like,
making fun of him because he smells bad and his job sucks and he doesn't have a lot of money. And you're saying hi to him? No.
Yeah.
He smells like garbage because he picks up garbage all day. And he's single and he always will be. And you think you're better than him. It's like, all right, I get it.
it's like, he's just like, these kids, don't get him in trouble. It's fine. Just at least put him in detention. Just stop talking. Yeah, I even asked a friend after it. I was just like, because I don't want to name anybody, but I was just like, what the fuck, dude? Like, why did you tell them I was lying when I wasn't? And he's just kind of like, I don't know. I don't know. What do you respond to that? Do you keep shitting on that friend? No, you just go like, well, all right. I guess I'll never do anything with you ever again.
We are close to the end, so actually, if you want... Why'd you guys switch seats?
What?
Why did you flip seats around?
You were saying we were close to the end, so we should...
Yeah, we're wrapping things up, right?
Yeah. No, yeah, but why did you switch seats?
Switch seat? What are you talking about, switch seats?
Well,
Was this a different color before?
The chair looks the same. My chair looks the same as well.
Yeah.
No, you were sitting there the
Still
whole
has wheels.
podcast.
This podcast? No.
Yeah,
You're probably
this
thinking of a different podcast.
No. What
I know.
You're
what it is.
Mark Maron.
Yeah, you're thinking about What the Fuck with Mark Maron, where we were in different seats when we were on that show.
You guys weren't even on that show individually or ever.
We were on that show together, and we were in different seats. But for this,
This has been the same.
Yeah, and you said you were going to wrap it up. So I don't know
Well,
why.
I'm trying, but why? First
It
of all,
doesn't seem like you're trying.
I'm trying, but I'm bothered by the logic. I didn't even see a
Trying
switch.
to
was
wrap
so
it up
quick.
would be wrapping it up. It's not something you really need to try
Okay.
at.
It doesn't take a lot of effort. You just kind of say, bye.
Okay, no, I find it's fine. I get it. Well, Drew. Where can
Why
people,
did you look at
why
the
did you
spot
look
I've been
over
Because
there?
sitting in
you
this
were
entire
sitting
time?
over there
Do you
before. I
think
thought
he's
that was-
Drew?
I know he's
I've
Drew.
been here.
You live with him.
I've been here the entire time. Why would you look at me and say Drew and then sigh?
You were
and then
sitting
look
over there.
I don't know what the fuck.
He's
are you
never
talking
sat
about?
over here. He
don't
doesn't know
understand.
how to.
People on SoundCloud are gonna hate this bit.
I'm afraid of corn. Oh shit! Just try to imagine 2 people. Possibly
cut this out as an audio.
No. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's at the end anyway.
We got it.
For
We're
anyone that
fine.
stuck around, is definitely gonna stick around for the last minute of like, all right, I'll hear him out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Drew.
They switched seats. That now you know.
Yeah. No.
So Drew,
I didn't think we switched seats, but go ahead, Drew.
We didn't, but
where can people find you and your work?
YouTube.com/DrewGooden1. For some reason, I can't get just Drew Gooden. or any other variation of it, I have to. So Drew Gooden 1 is where my YouTube videos. That's my main stuff. Drew is Gooden is my @ on everything else. Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, which I rarely use. One day we'll probably stream again. Probably
Yeah,
not,
we
though.
stream. I mean, now
We
we're
suck
getting
too
more
bad at
relaxed.
games.
Yeah,
that's why. And we do it and we feel like shit about ourselves, and then we don't want to ever do it again. But maybe one
Yeah.
day. But follow me on there anyway.
It's forgivable. Well,
yeah.
awesome. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Oh, one more thing
Yes,
if I want
what's
to plug.
up?
I don't know if it's out yet, but I just did a show last night, and that's available for digital distribution.
It is?
So
I
if I
didn't
could
know
plug that. Yeah, where we recorded the whole show.
Oh,
So they're
awesome.
selling it on I'll give you guys the link. I think it's clubhousearts.com with a K.
I'm not just saying this. The show is very funny.
It was
You guys were
definitely
there.
should watch
Absolutely
Yeah.
hilarious.
Thank
was
you.
great.
And I'd love for more people to see it. So yeah, check that out. Clubhousearts.com is where it should be. I'm pretty sure. But yeah, thanks.
All right. Well,
Awesome.
thank you, Drew, for being on.
Yeah,
We
thank you for
loved having
stopping
you.
by.
Thanks.
That was a lot of fun. Thank you.
It was good to sit in this seat the whole time.
Yeah.
Oh
This
my
chair.
God, you guys, fucking hell, dude.
Close out. Just stop fucking.
stop.
Thank you to
wasting time.
Incense and Road for sponsoring the podcast, I guess. But
Yeah, and also again, thank you to our Kickstarter backers. You're fucking incredible.
And thank you to this chair for being under me the whole podcast.
I
Good
resign.
night.
All right.